All right, ready?
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Hey, enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language, episode 670.
Not as fun as 669.
Dude.
Hi, Brian.
Yeah. Hey, Tony. We back.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah. Took a week off because we had things to do before a trip, and then we did the trip, and now we're back.
Again. Odds or evens?
Yep. Even.
Count that as this side.
I assume I'm picking your drink.
Oh. It's Modelo time. Thanks, Desi.
Nice.
Mystery
Right.
beers in my cooler.
Right. I'm drinking one of those Del Shandies that I had. You know what's funny is it's fine, but it's not a real, like, I was told it tastes just like, a lemonade, and I was like, it really doesn't. Like, Mike's Hard Lemonade tastes more like lemonade than this does, I think.
No, you know what'd be good with that is, just make an actual, like, shandy and do a little bit of lemonade and then top it off of that.
Yeah,
and that'd be probably delicious.
Right. Yeah. Because it's got a little lemon flavor to it, but it's like I'm mostly just tasting whatever the booze in it is. It's a beer.
Do you have Country Time lemonade or lemon Crystal Light?
I might. I don't know.
Brian, this is how you do it.
Yeah.
You make yourself a little Crystal Light or a little Country Time, and make yourself a Country Time shandy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is something we need to do.
All right. I got 3 more.
I'm not talking with already shandyized beers.
Oh,
I mean, Country Time lemonade of like Modelo. It would not taste good, Modelo.
This is beer. Yeah, but just dump a beer
something.
in there. Okay.
Honestly, probably like a High Life or like a wheat beer if you want to go a little more high end. But nothing really good.
Right.
Yeah, I bet you Country Time shandies are probably really tasty.
Probably all right.
I gotta put this in my thing here. Stick it in my craw and shove it. Yeah. How have you been since we spent the afternoon together? God damn it.
Oh, pretty good. Yeah, we had a lot because of not, last week because, we went and had a hang with Steve. And
that was a good time.
We had some amazing tacos. And
can we talk about the Steve flight?
Well, I think
we definitely need to cover on it.
Yeah.
Right.
So we went to Ernest Brewing, and Tony and I each went up and got ourselves a beer. And while we were standing there, we see, Steve tells us that he got. I thought he said he got a flight.
He said I'm going to get a flight.
Right, and I'm like, okay, a flight at most places is what,
4
to 6 beers typically.
Yeah,
4 to 6.
absolutely.
So. And I was like, that's cool. He'll just pick whatever he really wants to try off the board, as you do. And Tony and I are standing there waiting for our beers, and then we see this woman just put this like bookshelf on the counter.
Yes.
And it's literally one of every beer the place has, which was
18
taps. I think.
He
literally got a flight.
He did oh my God. Leah's calling me. He did a classic all the beers. Hold on. I guess Leah's just going to be on the show, but kind of. Hey, what's up? Oh, I'm recording my podcast right now. How's it going? Brian. Leah says, hey.
I said
Brian
hello.
says hello. Yeah, so what's up?
A good podcast would delete all of this.
Okay, that's I'll let Michelle know. Okay. All right. Love you. Bye. Okay. Now we have a situation here, Brian.
Oh boy.
She better answer her damn phone.
Oh, I was gonna say, does this say we need to pause the show situation? Because nobody's gonna give a shit about this.
It's fine.
All right.
Come on, answer your phone. Answer your phone, woman. I gotta beat Leah. She's not gonna answer her phone. It's probably not even in her room. God damn it! All right, Brian, I gotta run upstairs real quick.
Okay, so I'll pause.
I'll explain in a second.
Back. All right.
God damn it! Pause the fucking.
Now.
Yes, we are.
Guess,
okay, it was a delayed reaction on my button. That was weird.
Well, we're back on my
Yeah,
end
that's true.
way,
That's true.
So. Yeah.
It is two different animals.
Right.
Oh, so
right.
Not a crisis, but it might have been traumatic.
Okay.
So, Michelle had a doctor's appointment today. So we went out to Cleveland, almost Cleveland, because her appointment was Cleveland Clinic stuff. And then on the way back, we're like, hey, it's such a nice day. Let's swing by our beach, and we'll just have a beach day after your appointment, which was beautiful. Great day for it. It's a Wednesday, so there's no one there. We had a couple Aldi Uncrustables. I had a couple of legal state park beers in the water. It felt like bath water.
I believe you mean some beach
yes,
pops.
had some peach pops. Amen. And we had a time. Come home, good stuff. I'm like, oh, I'm assuming you're taking a shower. She's like, nah, not right now. And then it's just naked lounging time. So Leah's calling me because Leah has my beach towels. And I'm like, the kids came over for dinner yesterday. And I told them, like, hey, Leah, bring me my beach towels, please. Thinking we're going to the beach. Gotta want a beach towel. Well, Leah forgot. And that was Leah on the phone going, hey, I'm going to swing by. I'm on my way to drop off these towels.
Oh.
So it would have been a whole situation if Leah never called. Yes.
Right. Yeah, just showed up because Leah has a key, I believe.
Well, it's a code, but maybe the don't. Yeah.
Code, right.
But and I've told her before, I'm like, always got to be prepared. Kids could just drop in and they just walk in. So
yeah. Well, listen, that's the dice roll you go with.
These
there.
Things happen.
Yep. Like, I don't want to hear it if you come in and it's nudie time. It's like you should have called first or knocked or something, or at least announce yourself if you're coming in.
Hello.
Give everyone a chance to get up and scream and run to the back.
Cast spells at you.
Yeah. Exactly.
So that was what that was. So
okay.
Back to the program. Shit! What am I doing? Drinking this not in a koozie, and I have a koozie like an animal.
Yeah. Yeah. So Steve, we were talking about Steve getting the 18 beers.
The flat of beers, as I would like to call it.
Yeah. It was a lot. Yeah.
And he sits down. And he's just like, "Well, I'm assuming you guys are going to help me drink this."
I was in my head. I'm like, sure hope so, because I can't imagine you're going to be putting all these down. I mean, I know they're small pours, but still, there's 18 of them. They're not talking.
I want to say for every 3 on a flight, it's like a beer.
I think so. So that'd be like hammering 6.
Yeah,
6
I guess it depends on what their sample pours are.
Yeah,
because a proper pint is 14 ounces, right? Or is it 16? Jesus Christ, 16 ounces. 16. So that would be 4 4-ounce pours.
Okay, so we're in, that's less, but that's still, in between 4 and 5 beers.
And ranging from 12 percenters to, I mean, what was the lowest, 6 something? Yeah.
Right.
Anywho.
And in a fairly shortish amount of time. Like, it's not like we were like, oh, we're going to be here for 6 hours.
At least he had the power of burrito taco on his side. What did you think of those burrito tacos? Yeah,
those were good.
I like that place.
Yeah, I was very happy. You saw me smash the hell out of them.
Yeah, I mean, I smashed too. I was starving. Yeah.
Me too. But yeah, they were quite tasty.
Indeed.
Although it was funny, though, because they give you the red and the green sauce with it. And when you were like, the red sauce is spicier, so I just opened the lid and just dipped my finger in there real quick. And as soon as it hit my tongue, I was like, nah, I'm too white for this.
This is not gringo enough.
No. So I was like, well, I'll just go with the green, and which was fine. They were still delicious.
Yes, quite.
So, yeah, very, very nice. But yeah, so we powered through all that, and then head over to Inside the Five, got us another
Inside
one.
Inside the Five for one more.
A nice little time. Yeah, sat outside for a little bit. It was a gorgeous night.
I had that vanilla rhubarb. It was
strange as
it
hell.
was good though. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was it was a beautiful night. If I would have known it was that nice, Inside of Five might have been the move right off the rip.
Right, just grab tacos and just head over.
Just hang out outside under the stars and shit. It was.
Yeah.
Oh man, my foot is killing me. It was a beautiful night.
Mm-hmm. You are correct, sir.
Correct.
Next, that was what, Tuesday,
that
Wednesday?
Was
I don't remember what
Tuesday.
day. Tuesday, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because my brother was trying to get me to hang with him all week, and I'm like, I got so much shit to do before I leave. Yeah. Like, I got laundry to do. I got to pack. I had other things I needed to get done. Cook some stuff to leave for my mom and sister. I was like, I just don't have time.
That's why we didn't record a fresh episode either. Yeah, right. Both of us were like, with the trip and this and that. No, time is not on our side.
No, it really wasn't. So I was like, yeah, let's just, when you mentioned about, not recording something, I was like, well, why don't we just throw one of the Patreons up? That way there's some content going up at least that non-Patreon people can listen to, and
judge us.
Yeah, basically.
Accurate.
Yeah. And then, then Friday came and oh boy.
Yeah. It was on. Well, at least after I got out of work.
Yeah. True. Yeah. Before that, that's what it was.
But yeah, we picked up Stuart here and we fucking head east. Wagons east.
Well, we stopped and got some delicious pizza.
That's true.
Such first.
Wagons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not quite east.
We hit up our one of our local haunts, the Home Slice, and then hit the road.
Dude, that Home Slice.
Yeah, it was that drive was nice because it was instead of being on the turnpike like last time we went, it was through all the back roads and everything.
Yeah, it was weird because the navigation app was like, you're going to get off way earlier than you normally do, and we're going to take you diagonally through the country.
Right. So we got to see like every little township and whatever between there and Cheeto's.
We got to see the world's largest horse and buggy.
We did see the world's largest.
We got to go inside the world's coldest beer cooler.
Yeah, I feel
Jesus
like it
Christ.
is anyway. Like I feel like the Coors Light Mountains were even like, I could use a scarf.
Exactly.
Like,
man, that beer cooler was cold.
Yeah. And I'm a man who enjoys a nice cold room, but whoo boy. After a couple minutes in there, I was like, Jesus, I need out of here.
I think if we went deep enough behind the beer, we'd probably find a Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah, I feel like
the side door to it.
There's probably climbers that were dead in there too, like on Everest, like they just didn't make it back out. Just got like some craft beer clutched to their chest. For sure.
Frozen to the ground.
Like, hey, they don't make that anymore. Get that out of his hands.
You're about ready to walk into the beer cooler and there's just Sherpas outside you can hire.
Yeah, it was something, but oh boy. I bet that beer was nice and cold coming out of there. The real question I'd have is that beer almost frozen coming out of there, though? Because it was so cold in there.
Like we pulled over to a random countryside, gas station with a nice general store attached to it. And we both had to piss like savages. And I, being the gentleman I am, allowed Brian to go first. Not knowing there was a pisser and a stall, but...
Right. I used both while I was in
the stream.
Yeah. I just went back and forth like a that sprinkler.
Explains
Hit the sink.
Oh, you're right.
Toilet,
sink. They had three pissers.
Yeah. Hand dryer, whatever's in the room. It's mine
little
now.
Timmy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So while Brian was there, I'm like, oh, they got a beer cave, and I'm thinking to myself, let's see what sort of crap these redneck idiots have. And I gotta say, one of the best stocked craft beer caves in a gas station I've ever been to.
I really thought we were gonna walk in there. It was gonna be a bunch of Busch lattes and Bud Light and all that kind of shit in there. And nope.
Yeah.
I mean, that stuff
was for sure, but it was like 50-50.
Yeah, there was a lot of really good craft beer in there, though. And it wasn't just like, oh, here's Founders, or, it was like smaller craft brew in there, too.
And stuff I've never seen. I should have bought some of that shit, but my retinas froze. So.
Right. And there was no price.
There was no price on anything.
So we literally would have to take it up front and be like, how much is this?
Yeah, and I had to get out of there. I was already pissed my pants. It was so cold in there.
Well, you would on the upside, it would have frozen probably before.
Oh God, I would have been like, you remember in Groundhog Day that homeless man that he just finds frozen in the sewer. That would have been me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been you.
And you could have just sat down next to me and yelled at me, why didn't I go to the shelter? Yeah.
Yeah. Like I come out of the bathroom, I'm looking around for you, and I go in there, and I'm just like, no.
I should have let him piss first.
I'm like, go get a cup of hot coffee and just pour it on you.
Shatter like helps, T1000.
Yeah.
Thermal shock.
Whoops. Whoops a daisy.
Yeah, that was insane. Yeah.
Yep.
But all in all, dude, that drive was really cool. I'm not gonna lie.
It was actually a pretty nice drive for
Got
the
to
most
see some
part,
interesting towns, and I love driving through towns. Yeah.
Yeah. For sure. For sure.
Oh man, that Modelo hits, bro.
Still can't believe that they put the world's largest horse and buggy right out by the street, so you know
that's the Amish. They don't know what they're doing.
I mean, you're trying to sell sandwiches, man. You got to put that thing out back, make it to where people got to come in, get a sandwich, and then go, oh, it's out back if you want to see it. You know,
then you go out there eating a sandwich, which is probably delicious, and just like, right? Fuck, really? That's the world's largest?
But maybe the sandwich is so delicious you
that's
care.
True. It's just lace of magic mushrooms.
You're just like, who cares? The sandwich is so good. Next thing you know, you're putting
first like the hay's talking to me, then your mustache falls off.
Yeah.
Beard comes in even thicker even on the women.
Yep.
Yep, and suddenly, like you said, you're out there raising barns.
Well, I guess this is my life.
That's how they get you, dude.
Yep. Now I'm Brother Virgil. Yep.
I love this religion. All hail the sandwich.
All hail the sandwich.
It's definitely a religion I could get behind.
I agree. Me too. I mean,
I'm just saying, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So then we got to our room.
Oh
which,
my goodness.
Which the room wasn't bad. It was a fairly nice
the lead
room,
up into the room.
That was wild.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
I haven't checked yet if I've got my deposit back.
Oh yeah, you for sure should do that.
So we got in the room and I booked it on hotels.com. And by the way, on hotels.com, the place we stayed at was advertised as the Wyndham. And I'm like, right. Oh shit, that's a good price for a Wyndham. So we booked it. I think we even booked it. No, we might have booked it between shows last time we did this. It ended up being a Motel 8 by Wyndham. Super 8 by Wyndham.
Right. Which I don't even understand. The only thing I can think of is they took Super 8s and they put in some things that might have been more premium than what Super 8s had. And that's how it's a Super 8 by Wyndham, right? Because that was nicer that's nicer than the Super 8s I remember staying in.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice.
Most of the Super 8s I stayed in as a kid were not dumps, but they weren't great.
Well,
this was a pretty. The beds were pretty nice, and everything was pretty decent.
I got it back, Brian. There it is. I just started scrolling. Good. I'm like, oh, there's it withdrawn. Looking. I'm like, I'm gonna have to call that Patel motherfucker. There it is.
Like, I'm sorry, Patel.
Yeah,
who?
right.
Like that some bitch took my money.
A bitch. No, it was so it was a Super 8, whatever. It looked fine, and whatever.
It did its job, and it had air conditioning, so it was immediately 10 times better than the last place. But
so I get up to the counter, and the guy tells me, well, since there's a sign, he just kind of points at it, and it says, since I booked online, which everybody books on, who calls? Since I booked online, there's a $55 deposit. The $5 is a transaction fee. And I'm like, what?
I don't even understand what the point of that is, other than they just want to deter you from. Well, you get it back though, so I don't understand why. Like, what the hell the point of that is?
As we're going through the rigmarole checking in, I see this little card on the counter, and it's got everything in the room and how much it costs to replace, down to like hand towels,
washcloths, everything.
And some of it's crazy, like alarm clock, $45.
Yeah, when I first saw it, I saw washcloths. I'm like, well, that's probably because people always be thieving anything that's not bolted down in a hotel room, right? I was like, okay, I can understand that a little bit. But then as I'm reading the list and it says, like TV, desk, bed, and it's got like lampshade, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, they must have a lot of parties that show up in here or something.
Yes, I saw that. We checked in, go upstairs. They got one of these cards in our room. And the very bottom of the card, it says, your room has been, Jesus Christ. Oh, that must have been Leah or something. Holy shit. It was like, your room has been inventoried or whatever. And if any of the stuff's not here, get to the front desk within 15 minutes. So my ass, because I like technology, snap a picture of it, copy pasta, make a list,
Yeah.
And we didn't have a lot of stuff on it. And I'm like, these motherfuckers already charged me extra 50.
Right.
I'm not taking any chances.
Well, and especially because it wasn't there when we got there. It's not like
for sure, right?
It, By the way, check out my new alarm clock. No.
What the fuck? Oh, Leah took a picture of me. What a weirdo. Yeah, exactly. With those big, giant red LEDs.
Yeah. But it didn't even have one in there, so it was...
Yeah, it was wild. So I go down to the counter, and there's Mr. Patel again. And he, I'm like, hey, man, I saw this card. I pick it up and show it to him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I went through everything. I started listing stuff off. And he's just like, oh, no. It's, we don't do that anymore. You said the cleaning hasn't been a problem anymore. And I'm like, and I flat out told the dude, I'm like, that sign made me nervous,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like I said, when you came back and told me that, and I was like, well, if they aren't doing it anymore, take the fucking signs down.
Actually, I have,
because that is, that was very, like, I was the same as you. Like, as soon as you started, you didn't hear me at any point go, don't be ridiculous. I was like, I was helping you. I'm like, yeah, this is here and this is, because it's like, we want to make sure that everything's actually in this place.
I'm not getting ripped off again.
Well, like you said, some of the stuff was insane,
I mean, that
too,
shitty TV, $500. Come on, get out of here.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, and we found out later when we were hanging out with West Virginia folk that apparently when fracking came through that area, the line workers or the pipe layers or whatever the fuck they're called were staying at that Super 8 and just annihilating it. Yeah.
So it made more sense.
Yeah, because once I heard that, I was like, oh, that explains. Okay.
I figured from there, I was like, okay, they probably just left them up as deterrents, but it's still like, if you're not doing it anymore, like you said, it makes you nervous and a little like, okay, I want to itemize the room before. It's like you almost want to take a picture of everything in the room to make sure that way if they say something like, no, I got a picture right here. Right. I got, like, when you rent a building or whatever, you take your pictures before you move all your shit in so you can show damage before and after, for sure, type of thing. I even thought about that. I thought about taking it when you were doing that and you left. I was like, I thought about taking a picture of the room as is and be like, here's what it was when we left.
You should have done video and shot it like Cribs. And this is where the magic happens. It's the toilet.
Ice bucket, dog. Yeah. Here's a weird angled thing over the toilet.
I hope you like rib. God damn it. Rib damage, son.
Yeah.
Because when it's 6 a.m, you got to drop a deuce. Prepare for it.
Why did such a harsh angle right there? You thought they would have like
rounded it out
differently.
That's probably too expensive to round it out. That's a Super 8 angle right there. They call that a Super 845 in the biz.
Yeah, it was. You weren't wrong though. When you first get up or in the middle of the night, if you had to have a sit down for any reason, you had to be careful you didn't wreck your ribs on it.
Into it.
Yeah, pretty awesome.
God damn.
Yeah. But hey, whatever, got the job done.
It did. It was nice to have a room. As much as I appreciate the hospitality that, Cheeto and his neighbors were like, hey, we do have rooms. I kind of like my own room. And like say we stayed at his neighbor's house. I don't want to get ripped apart by a pack of dogs because I'm like half drunk in the middle of the night. I stumble into a closet or something, I stumble into the dog attack room.
Yeah. It's like whatever you do, stay out of this room. Naturally, that's the first room you go into when you're drunk. Whoa, did he say something that was cool? Something cool in this room.
Right next to the bathroom, and the doorknobs are right by each other, you know? Like,
oh, what's the worst that could happen?
One of these I pee, one of these I go to the hospital.
Yep.
But yeah, it was just nice to have a room, especially because like you and I are on different schedules too. You know, so I would usually get up and then I'd be like, deuces, and I'd wait to hear from you, or I would pound on the door with a horde of screaming Indian children.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's either ninja or pounding.
Yeah.
Wow, that should be my fucking next porn movie I'm gonna film. Ninja or pounding. Oh my.
Boy, that's a real situation. You don't know which one of you're going to show up as. It's terrifying. Yeah, I got woken up today by somebody fucking rolling a police knock on the door. There's a guy from the park that wanted to talk to my mom about something. And, you know, the front door is very close to my bedroom. So and he's rolling up and boom, 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 boom. And, you know, nobody got to the door right away. So we did it again. And I'm like, the fuck, you know, and I'm thinking to myself, maybe my mom went out like the one way or something, or maybe she got, you know, needed something out there. So, you know, get out there, and she had just gotten to the door, and I'm like,
hit him with the old Luthez press.
Oh, seriously, there's a shovel right by the door, you know. Like, here, I have something for you. Spang!
Yeah, it's pretty annoying. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I appreciate knocking so somebody can hear you, but also like, you know, probably don't have to lead with the police.
Yeah, usually like a little tap, 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 and then you wait.
Yeah, if nobody answers, maybe do a police knock to make sure, you know, if they're further back or the TV's up loud or something. But then, I don't know, leave a note or something.
That was always my thing. When I had to deliver to a house, I'd be like, okay, polite knock. Wait like 15 seconds. If you don't hear anything or no one's at the door, sheriff knock. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then go from there.
But anyway, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, anyways, you know, so we got to Cheeto's place on Friday night and went heavy. Like we came in, hit the ground running. We were like, shit, we're way behind. We got to catch up. And I feel like we probably caught up to most of the people there.
Can I talk about the dirt ball at the marathon that sold me ice?
Yeah, I never got to see him. So
you remember I was saying about that Ren Fair show? Okay, there's a guy in Ren Fair that drinks energy drinks the whole time, and if you've watched it, you know who I'm talking about. This dude looked just like him, right? Maybe way shorter, because this dude is tiny. He's outside bullshitting some dude on a bike, smoking a cigarette. Yeah, I get dropped off, so I go get ice. Go inside, pay, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to leave. He follows me out so he could resume smoking. And all the ice machines are locked. And I'm like, bro, like, which are any is unlocked? He's like, man, all the ice is inside. We go inside. And there's like 4 coolers wide, beer coolers, just full of ice bags. And he just reaches in and grabs it. And he starts beating it into the ground of the store like it owed him money.
Which is wild, because usually you do that like yourself before you throw it in the cooler. You know, at least I have.
Yeah, like years. I had my arm extended because I thought he was going to hand it to me. And then he just starts going ham.
I was like, buddy,
I was just like, I even said, I was like, okay. And I wish I could remember what he was saying. But he was, and we went on our merry way, but it was weird.
There's probably some like dead animal or something there he's trying to crack up before
you notice it. That explains the corpse in the cooler when I got home. Huh. Yeah. Interesting.
Wait, which one?
You know, not that one, but the other one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Right. All right. I was going to say, I thought
that corpse.
We weren't going to talk the other one. Yeah. We weren't going to talk about Paul.
Good old Paul. But yeah, we did go pretty hard. Like we were up way later than I thought we were.
I think from the point we got there and I got handed a beer, basically, I don't think my hand was empty.
That's pretty much how it went.
I mean, if my hand didn't have a beer in it, it probably was when I was pissing, so it had something else in it. But
you're just beer cycling. That's all you're doing there.
Yeah, and then right back to another one because there was no waters had on Friday night.
Not at all.
Like a dummy, you know. Even when we got back to the room, I drank. You know, Luther sent me some food and a Coke, and I drank most of the Coke, So that was the only non-beer I had, I think, the whole time we were there. And then, holy
my ass,
Jeebus.
like the last thing I had was home slice, and then I just drank.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, like
Again,
I didn't
yeah.
get food in me till like when we ate lunch the
Right.
next day.
Yeah. That's why I was very much like, I need to eat something tonight. And I kept putting off eating because I just didn't want to walk into the house. I was I was just like fine where I was basically. You know how I am when I'm drinking. I'm usually like, this is who I
Yeah,
am and where I am
yeah,
now.
like I genuinely wasn't hungry. I bet you if I went into the basement and saw the food, I would have been like, oh shit, and it would have been on.
Yeah. I think that was part of it too, is by not going in. I think you're right, because it was really, you were full enough from the beer that you really didn't feel hungry, and that was why I was like, I know if I don't eat something, this is going to be a nightmare later. So, he sent me some pasta, and I just sat in the room and ate cold pasta when we got back there, but it tasted so good.
Hell yeah!
I was like, this is perfect. So, yeah. Then Saturday we were kind of a mess because of it, between that and it was hot as hell.
I woke up fresh as a daisy.
I did too. It was weird. We went to that market, and I think I got too hot at the market, basically, between the market and the beer place. Because when we first walked into the brewery, it was nice and cool, but then the air didn't really kick on again for a long time. Like, I didn't really feel it again until probably about half of our time there. And then I heard it kick on again. And I was like, oh, wow, this needs to come on way more than this.
Right?
Because you saw it. I was sweating like a maniac in there.
Yeah,
So, and I think this weekend really solidified for me I got to be very careful of my body temperature.
Stop being so hot, dude.
I wish. That's the weird part is it's like, like I said, I'm pretty sure it's a medicine I'm on. I think it just really, because it's not like we got up and went hard on alcohol.
No. Like,
I mean, you had a flight, but you weren't like pounding them and, whatever.
It's
so
like, when I got up, I was ready to go out and get coffee, and then Cheeto texted me. So I just headed over to, oh God, excuse me. I just headed over to his place and hung out with Travis while he was in the shower. And then, we were out there watching like you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
that
you do.
Makes sense. Yeah. Cat calling.
Heck yeah, exactly. Hold up signs.
Right.
But so we went out to Abby's bake shop, which was really nice. I mean, she's very busy the whole time. She looks like she's doing very well for herself, which I'm happy. But I got to get a little tour of the suburbs of Wheeling, kind of, which was kind of cool because there's a lot of interesting buildings and whatnot going on there. Yeah, it was pretty neat. But, we're right by the hotel. And, good old Trav Dog's like, how about we just go over there and get Brian? Which I was like, nah, we're good.
Yeah. I mean, like I told you, you could have, but I would have been like, I got to hit a shower first because ain't nobody wanted that.
So we got back to, Cheetos, and I dipped out, which I went up the weirdest road ever with parts that were so steep you couldn't see over them, and weird cutbacks and houses up against the road, like literally. Like if you kick open your front door, you might rip it off when you drive by.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you better make sure you got to look to see if there's traffic before you open your front door.
But yeah, because you got a hold of me right as I was getting close to the hotel, because I was just like, I got to go over and see what's doing with Brian. It's getting too late. Yeah.
Right.
And then we went to the market, and you had yourself a nice little turkey sandwich. I had a shitload of fish on white bread. It was delicious.
You did? Yeah. Yeah.
Right. We had some beers, filled a growler, and dealt with a very loud bartender.
Yeah. The building helped.
The building really
echo
helped.
That too. Yeah. I was loving how the people that were sitting to my left were like living and dying with the golf.
Oh, I know. It was insane, wasn't it?
Like one guy missed a putt, and I thought the woman was gonna have a heart attack. I was like, in my head, I'm going, "Well, you got like your house riding on this?
Yes,
like, what's going on here?"
Her children, actually.
Yeah. Oh well. I mean, that's big gambling right there,
wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a nice little brewery though. Had some tasty beer there, and then hit Cheetos, and I was very much like, let's go, meaning, like let's get there and let's get after it. And then I was kind of like, by get after it, I mean, I think I'm going to sit here and have some water.
Yeah, it was.
because I started
It
feeling
was the
real weird.
peak heat time of the day. We were outside. Sure, we're in the garage with fans going.
Severely
so dehydrated.
Because I drank a bunch of water when I first got up Saturday, and then when we got there, I was like, man, I'm just gonna hit some waters for a little bit because I'm like I said, I'm feeling kind of weird.
Yeah.
So I just did that for a little while.
I also felt a little weird, and it took me a while to get back in the right headspace. It was strange though. Like I was just
said Travis was the MVP for me by moving that fan so it was pointing more like directly at me. That made a huge difference for me. And skipping down into the basement a few times, and where it was nice and cool air conditioning. I mean, it wasn't like the beer cave, but God. it was pretty cool
for
down
sure.
there.
But I think of me, it was just like all that travel. I got up at work the day before, and we're up to 3 a.m, which we didn't talk about that cab. And then I woke up at 8 or something. I mean, that's not a ton of sleep. So
I think you said
originally I woke up at 6, and I went back. I made myself go back to sleep because I was like, "Fuck no."
Yeah, 3 hours is not enough sleep for sure. Not when we're going to be at it all day again. Be different if we were only going to be, a couple, like, hey, we're going to meet him for lunch or something like that. But all day plans, it's like, no, we for sure got to rest up more than 3 hours.
I think you're right. The move might have been just wait a little bit for it to get darker and just like nap or something.
Yeah.
Cuddle up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Just show up a little bit later and just really gone hard Saturday night.
Yeah, it was rough. But yeah,
because once the sun dropped a little bit, I started, I felt great. Had a little food in me. Started having a couple a couple beers, and still didn't go real hard. I think Friday I only had about 4 or 5
I didn't
total.
have very many either. I was just kind of nursing them. I was just plus the talk, the conversations were just too great.
Right. I kept making sure I was pushing water in there, and then even when we got back to the room, I still had some water in the one massive bottle, and I was chugging that down, and I was like, okay, and because I was like, I want to make sure tomorrow's not a repeat.
For sure, right? No, it was Saturday was fun. I mean, I think we stayed up to what, 1?
1. Yeah, I think we left around 1 or 1:15, something. That wasn't anywhere near as
the night went on. There was that little part of my brain that was like, "Yeah, you're feeling good now. Let's get some of this."
Yeah. I was starting to feel that way too. Like,
but then
let's
I was
go.
like,
I
want to take my car to the hotel room. That's what I want to do. You know?
Right. Yeah. Well, like you said, going back real quick to Friday, so we.
Oh yeah.
Tony, whatever it was, 2:30, 3 o'clock, was like, I should probably.
It
call
was
for
3
car.
something. Yeah.
3 something. Okay. It was like there was no.
Yeah, I tried Uber. I tried
drivers.
Lyft. There was nothing.
Yeah, which we should have thought about because, like, duh, we're in the middle of nowhere.
If you remember, though, the last time we went down, or the first time we went down there,
we did.
Everyone said no way you're getting an Uber, and we got one like immediately.
Right. That's right. We had Jonathan, I think, or whatever.
Because Cheeto pulled that dude's name somehow out of thin air. But yeah, and I couldn't get anything, and I'm like, dude, Cheeto, I can't get a Lyft, I can't get an Uber, and then he just texted me to this cab company. So,
yeah, well, because his wife, she had told us that to wake her up, and it was like, we're not fucking waking her up at like 3:30 in the morning.
We don't do that shit.
Yeah, I'd feel so bad about doing that. Even if she was still awake, it might be.
And she said she was, but still.
Yeah, still, I would have felt weird about that. Yeah.
But yeah, I called this cab company. I tried to go on their website. It's terrible. So I just called them, and it's pre-recorded. It asks you like where you're at and where you're going, blah blah blah. And then what was it? 30 seconds later, I got a phone call from the cabbie.
Yeah.
And 3 minutes later or something, he was there.
I went inside to throw a piss, and by the time I came out, you were like, "I'm so glad you're done because the dude's here." And I was like, what? "You're like, no, he's really right out here." Like,
that thing you thought was the sun rising was the dude's LED.
Oh my god! The top of this cab had this LED board on it. Like they always used to have like the fold boards or the bifold
just
boards
advertising and shit on it.
Yeah. And this one is like bigger than most of those, and it's just straight up LED to where, holy shit, man, it lit up that whole neighborhood basically. It was crazy.
Yeah, like the next day, Travis is like, "Oh man, I saw those blue lights. I thought the cops were coming."
Yeah,
it was wild.
It was. Like when it was on the drive too, some of the areas I was like, God, I can't get over how much this lights up. Like, holy
it
shit.
was crazy.
Man.
Fun fact too, that dude, the quotes I was getting from Lyft and Uber were like $13 to $15. That cab was way cheaper.
It was
I think
$7
that's what it was,
is what it was. Yeah. Yeah. So
whoa,
that's crazy.
Somebody's texting me.
So yeah, I'm glad he was available because, that was for sure helped us out.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, I mean, we just, get the pull-out couch, and I mean, we just crash it at Cheetos and get a ride in the morning from somebody or whatever,
absolutely.
But that was not ideal. Yeah. But it was like, well, if that's where we're at,
Brian,
that's where we're at.
Brian, as an old man, that is definitely not ideal.
No, I agree, but it was like, it's 3:30 in the morning. We didn't have a lot of options.
True,
so.
and too hammered to drive, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, yeah. But then, like Saturday night, got back to the room. We both jumped in and took a shower together, soaked each other up.
As is tradition. It was like the shower scene in Starship Troopers.
Yeah, basically. No, that was for sure the MVP of Saturday night, though, was taking that shower, because you realize, God, I had so much just filth on me.
Oh, wait, we also didn't talk about the food.
Oh, God, how could we skip over the part I've talked about maybe the most since I've gotten
Saturday.
I wish I would have taken more pictures, because the only pictures I have are of pizzas. Yeah. I didn't take pictures of anything.
I got a great
else.
Picture of Cheeto, but I don't have any pictures of the ribs or nothing like that.
Right. I don't know why I didn't take any pictures of
that
stuff.
Once our lizard brain came out in the darkness by the smoker, there's no time for photos, Brian. It's only time for flesh.
You're right. I mean, you're not wrong, though. Yeah. Right.
Just saying. I need our odd or even, boy.
For sure took care of everybody.
I need our odds or even, buddy.
Oh, let's go with odd this time.
That would be a banquet.
Our boy really took care of everybody, though, man. I mean, he had so much food.
So much food.
I mean, plus people brought stuff, but man, he smoked what, three birds or two birds?
I think it was three chickens.
Pork shoulder.
Three racks of ribs. His neighbor did a brisket.
He made taco meat.
Yes, he made taco. I forgot about the taco meat.
Because I was like, why are you doing taco meat when there's all this other food you could just slap on a shell and have a delicious taco?
Yeah.
But
yeah, it was a. I forgot about the brats.
Yeah.
It was a shitload of food.
Oh my God, it was so much, and it was all
those
fantastic,
ribs were so good.
Yeah.
And that Georgia sauce, so good.
It was a North Carolina vinegar-based barbecue sauce that he had there, and oh my God, it was so good.
It's in a wooden box right next to my Holy Grail right now, because I don't want to get into it yet. Not until I make my own ribs, probably Friday.
Yeah. Oh man, that stuff was an amazing topper for stuff. And he said he soaked the pork in it overnight. Then he used the pork the next day for a pizza for us before we took off, and oh boy,
so good.
It was so good, man. I was thinking about that pizza later. Like, man, I wish I had some more of that.
I was like intently studying his crusting technique, because I'm terrible at getting pizza crust stretched out. And by watching, I learned a lot. So the pizzas I made yesterday came out great, because normally that dough ball we get from Aldi, everyone makes like a personal pizza, but using the patented Cheeto, happy ending technique basically for the dough, the shit came out. I stretched it out to larges. So I have two dough balls in my fridge. I'm like, I'm going to make more pizza this week, I guess. You know? Yeah, I know. Oh, geez. Yeah. And I also stole the marinara barbecue sauce because I made a Hawaiian pizza for Michelle.
I had never had that combo before, but it was fantastic. So I will for sure, if I'm making a barbecue pizza going forward. That's for sure the move I'll be doing.
I was putting a Hawaiian together, and I was like, I'm going to drizzle barbecue sauce over the top at the end. I was like, wait. Bloop. Let me add it to the sauce.
Yeah, well, he drizzled over.
I did both too. As well. Yeah,
but it was like Yeah, that's where it was nice having the pizza sauce on there though too, is that when you're biting into it, you're not just getting like giant blobs of just
Unless
barbecue.
You're Logan. Because my barbecue sauce was almost empty, so I flipped the bottle over. And I go to drizzle, I take the cap off, and it was like a pent up 15-year-old. It's just like there's all this barbecue sauce in right here, and then like a drizzle.
Whoops.
I was just like, oh my God. God damn you, sweet baby Ray, you just got my pizza pregnant.
Yeah, well, that's what he does.
Good Lord.
He's known for it.
Fucking dropping sweet baby ropes.
Yep, nice. Yeah, then Cheeto sent us, a few pictures of we hung out on the patio with him and the wife and their daughter for a little while. That was nice. I'm glad we got that opportunity, to just hang with them for a little while.
Because it is nice without the whole party happening around them.
Yeah. Well, plus, Cheeto wasn't having to constantly
be on the move.
He didn't have to be a host. He just got to sit and chill, which was, he did Saturday night also, but it's just nice when he's not having to, go man the fire or the grill or whatever. He can just enjoy himself as well. So, yep. But yeah, then he'd send us pictures later of the other pizzas that he did, and they look phenomenal. Sure. So I was like, yeah, he's got that dialed in already. So it's like, man, he had a lot of successes over the weekend. I feel, first time doing ribs that way and doing smoker pizzas were phenomenal. And having all that meat for leftovers to slap into pizzas was fantastic. Sure, right? That was a brilliant idea. Yeah. So
that was an awesome weekend.
Man, we ate like kings over the weekend.
I'm afraid to even see what the sort of scale damage happened. Between the stuff he made and like the Abby baked goods and
yeah, we didn't even talk about that. She brought over a few trays of delicious baked various
and of course,
things.
All the beers.
Yeah,
it was a fine weekend, dude. It was a lot of fun.
For sure. Well needed and great time. Yeah. Although, like you said, it was like by the time you and I, drove home, I got home, talked with my mom for a little while, and I'm like, I gotta go lay down. I'm like, the trip and everything I think is catching up. I was like, and man, when I took a little bit of a nap, and then later when I went to bed, proper, dude, I crashed.
I slept hard too.
Man, I slept so hard. I woke up feeling great Monday though, other than my voice. My voice was half gone and scratchy and stuff from just basically nonstop talking
the
for
whole time.
Because we talked on the drive, we talked at the place. Once we got back to the room, it was more like it's time for sleepies.
I'm just talking to the demons of my demon speech.
Yeah, then we get up and it's just right back to it all day, and then being around a fire, and it's like, oh boy, did my voice need a day or two of a break there, because it was pretty rough for a good day and a half. Probably.
Yeah, it was totally worth it though. I'm not gonna lie too. Cheeto's got himself a good thing. Like I've always wanted to have the household where friends could just come and go as they wanted, and maybe they don't come and go as they want at his house, but for this weekend, that's how it is.
Yeah, that was the theme of the weekend,
and it's basically just like
not just like come and go as in going in and outside, but literally there were some people who came, had to leave for a little bit, then came back.
For sure.
It's literally like almost like you're like, hey, we open it this time, drop in and drop out as necessary. It's pretty cool.
It's a really interesting situation to have, and it just shows you how much people enjoy him and his family.
Yeah, right, and each other too.
For sure.
I mean, most of the people seem to get along with each other pretty well.
I've never had a bad thing to say about, except for that guy's mustache. Never had a bad thing to say about anybody.
Right.
At those parties.
That mustache
is something else.
It was creepy. Yeah. Yeah. Good times though, for sure.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, I'm not talking about Travis's mustache as much as he was like, God, my mustache got butchered. He looked fine.
I thought it looked fine. Yeah. I can understand though, like if you are a person that's, not I've never really had like a thick mustache of any kind, but it's like, it is like when you trim up your beard and you're like, oh God, I went too far, and you're like, oh, don't look at me, kind of thing for a few days. So I understand. He was probably,
his mustache
missing
was
it a little.
fine.
It was his best
Yeah, I
friend though. He
get you.
missed it.
It was that other mustache. Like if a
Yeah.
state trooper was also a pedophile. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it says in the magazine of mustache styles when you go to the barber.
Yeah.
You're like, give me the state trooper that's also a pedophile. Sir, coming right up.
Yep. Oh, I know exactly which one you want.
And I'm allowed to make fun of this guy. I have my reasons.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. So I think that was pretty much the weekend though. I mean, it's great times. Awesome. Oh man, it was so cool, getting back and people were like, did you have a good time? I was like, I had so much fun. I was off my phone almost the whole weekend. That felt great. Honestly, like Sunday night, jumping on my phone, like to, catch back up on the games and stuff I hadn't played over the weekend. And part of me was almost like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Just want to throw it into those fucking mountain streams. Go run naked through the woods.
Yeah, it's like I would rather go back to what we were just doing over the weekend.
Oh, for sure.
Like way more fun, and plus it's real life, like it's actual
people. Real people are kind of cool sometimes, as long as you find the right ones.
Yeah. It was a good crowd.
It's a great crowd.
Sure.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and then it was like, okay, well, now I'm back in town. It's like, man, I gotta catch up on all my stories, and like I had missed a couple wrestling shows. I was like, I got to get caught back up now, Yeah, right. So I did that already pretty much. There was really there's only like one wrestling show I had missed, so But yeah, caught up on a couple. I watched some of it before we left, like the Boys finale and Acolyte finale before we left, and the Acolyte was okay. I don't think it was anything that great. The finale, there's a couple cool things in the finale, which no spoilers, but I don't know. I don't know how much I care about a second season of it, honestly. I mean, it might be interesting, but it also
probably isn't.
I don't know. Well, yeah, that's kind of how I am about it. Hit Monkey got a second season, which shocked me.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, I really didn't think it'd get I just didn't think it would get a second season, but it did. So I've been watching that. And it's been pretty entertaining, actually. I think the second season might be a little bit better.
Good old Hit Monkey.
Yeah. So, that's been pretty cool. And the Boys finale was crazy as shit and whatever. Again, no spoilers, but I really enjoyed it. And again, I go, holy shit, because if the next season is the final season, it's like, dude, they're like, now
what? What could it be?
Yeah, it's like they're gonna have to go absolutely crazy in this final season, So, very curious to see how that goes. But I told you a little bit about a new show I've been watching. Well, real quick, as I also been watching Demon Slayer off and on, and really enjoying that too. But I told you about this show on Adult Swim that apparently was aired in Canadian Adult Swim called Psy Cops. As these two cops that work in this paranormal cop department or whatever, and they're just shit at their jobs. But the situations they get themselves into, I told you about one where they're investigating Bloody Mary killing teens, and they get sent undercover. They're two 30 or 40-year-old cops, and they get sent undercover to some teenage girl's birthday party or weekend party where they're gonna try to summon Bloody Mary. So you got two old guys trying to fit in with two teenagers.
Sounds like me at work.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, it was, the one where they kind of they're looking for an alien that's laying eggs in it's mating with men and laying eggs in their bodies, and they use the one guy they work with, his grandpa's corpse, and Weekend at Bernie the guy, where he's trying to seduce the thing, and oh my god, it's just so ridiculous, but in the a funny way. But you got to really enjoy stupid stuff like this, and I know we do, but
absolutely do we.
So I told you about it, and I was like, I've been enjoying that. There's a new episode or two that I haven't watched yet. So I'm kind of excited to watch those tonight. But yeah, that's basically been it. You know, back to the regular life.
I've been on vacation still, and it's been awesome. I
Yeah,
got up Monday and smoked a cigar and drank coffee. You know,
Yeah.
It was beautiful. Except we went to the beach today. Yesterday, my kids came over, made pizzas on the smoker. I've been playing video games. But the reason I text you and I was like, dude, it's going to be like past 8 tonight. We started watching this documentary called Dirty Pop.
Oh yeah, I think
it did. Yeah, we just like I was like, hey, do you want to watch episode of Archer? And it's like front and center. We're both like, ooh, a docuseries. Okay, we're in. And it's about what's his name, Ron Perlman, and like Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. He's the guy behind him.
Okay.
But what's weirded me out is in the very beginning, there's a video of Ron Perlman. He starts talking, and then it cuts away. And it's like, this is actual video of Ron Perlman. But his face and voice have been recreated, and he's reading passages from his book. So they're using his words that he wrote, but AI videoing him at a desk talking.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, right? And I told her that. I was like, what if you're like his son or daughter? And you're like, oh, a new documentary came out. It's got dad in it. And there's a video of him saying shit he's never said in real life. He wrote down.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty fucked up, man.
Yeah, wow. That's
and
very
maybe
weird.
They signed off like his likeness or something to make the documentary, and then they did that. But it's weird, dude.
Wow, that does
and the documentary's good so far. Like, it's one of those at the end of the first episode, like, oh shit, what did he do? You know?
Right, of course.
But that part weirded me out.
Yeah, I can understand.
I don't know how I feel about it.
Oh, at least they tell you that's
for
what
sure.
It is,
yeah, absolutely.
You know, at least they don't just not, and you find out later or something to where you're like, oh, okay, but
it's
still,
weird,
that's weird.
But yeah, documentary's good so far. So,
all right,
yeah,
interesting.
Bee Simulator, not great. Yeah. Just Cause 4, pretty cool.
Can't believe you're not all in on Bee Simulator.
If it was what I was hoping it was going to be, it would have been awesome.
You were hoping a reenactment of the movie with Jerry Seinfeld?
Yes. I thought this was Bee Movie, the game.
Yeah. No, sorry. We didn't want to make something off of that pile of shit.
That epic, you mean?
Yeah. Yeah, epic pile of shit. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it's been pretty chill. I mean, it's only Wednesday, so I still got a few more. Like tomorrow, I'm actually meeting up some of my coworkers because it's one of my buddy's birthday. So, and then Monday we were supposed to see my other friends, but they got sick. And we never ended up seeing them. Which I'm like, part of me was like, that sucks, but the other part was like, thank God.
I was wondering about that. You know, when you told me you were like, hey, that ended up not happening, and I was like, in my head, I was going, I bet you're partially relieved because it's like, you just coming off the weekend,
just
a long
literally
drive.
getting off the road though.
Literally just getting off the road though. Yeah, exactly. It's like not even having a real chance to breathe.
Yeah, like my thought was get home, run inside, take a quick shower because I was sweaty from the drive, fresh clothes, and then go back out. And then it's like, oh, I don't have to worry about this now. This is actually kind of nice.
Yeah, no, you can take your time and relax a little bit and reacclimate, roll around on the floor with Bomber for a while.
Oh, well, you know what? We also watched a documentary about We Are the World. Like the making of that song. It's fucking wild.
Yeah, I bet.
It happened during the American Music Awards, after the award show. That's how they got all these people in the same area. And I don't think they finished rapping the song until like 6 a.m. the next day. It's you should check it out. It's another one of those good ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's that on?
Oh, God. Yeah, I think it's on Max, if you have Max.
Okay. Yeah.
I think. Okay. God damn it, I don't know anymore. Hold on, let me look it up.
All right. What was the other one called?
Dirty Pop.
Dirty Pop, yeah, that's right. I know that one's on Netflix.
We are the...
At least I think, right? Pretty sure that's Netflix.
Yes, yeah, it's on Netflix.
So I thought Netflix sent me a notification today. It's like, hey, you should watch this.
You're like, you're right, I should. Oh, it's called The Greatest Night in Pop, and it's on Netflix as well.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a wild ride, dude.
Yeah, because to be able to get that level of entertainers all together to do something, because you'd think the way that would have more so been done is like you just record, hey, send me, here's what I need you to record, at your studio, and just send it in, kind of, like now that's probably how it would be done. Instead of trying to get everybody in one room, it just, everybody would do it. You just send the file off, some producer or somebody, they put it, or an engineer puts it all together, and
it's like these are like some of the top music people at the world at the time. And, they're on these wooden risers and they're stomping. And Quincy Jones is like, whoa, 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 whoa. We got to do it over again. I'm picking up the stomping, guys. And it's just like they keep, and it's almost like a pressure cooker. It's wild. Right.
Yeah. I imagine, because after a while you'd be just,
and they have all kinds of like interesting behind the scenes footage, and it's it's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah. It was one of those documentaries that I just kind of threw it on just to see what was up, and it's really good.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I did have our friend Garrett sent a thing to us on Twitter that I was not aware of this. Have you heard of Armored MMA?
Yes, I have. It's when they fight in full plate.
Have you seen it? Yeah, they fight in full plate inside an octagon.
Oh, wait, this is
with like weapons, but they can also like kick and punch and all that kind of. It's just like hand-to-hand combat, but they're in full gear.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because I've seen them when they do it outside at fairs and they're in like a fenced-in area and shit.
Right. No, this is actually in an octagon or
whatever. M1 medieval,
or maybe not an octagon, but inside a cage, I should say, because I think UFC owns the octagon fighting thing. Maybe, I don't know. They used to. I don't know if they do anymore, but. Yeah, I watched a little preview clip of it, and it's pretty gnarly and pretty crazy that you're fighting in like full fucking gear. Like, I can't imagine how heavy.
Oh no
that
shit,
must be
right?
Fight. I mean, obviously, people did that to some extent, forever ago, but
still
not anymore.
I mean, say I was like, Brian, we got to drive up like 40 minutes into Michigan. They're having this bar's having armored MMA. Are you going?
I mean, I'd be in to go watch it for sure. I mean, I'm not gonna fight.
Well, yeah, no, not. Yeah, you haven't had enough time to train with the greatsword yet.
Right, my gear's not done yet either. Ugh. But it looks like the guys come out to like intro songs and all that kind of, just like a UFC type fighter would, But so it looks like it could be kind of fun.
I'd definitely go watch this.
Yeah, I would too. I think like this one here. I mean, I'm on armoredmma.com. And it looks like it's typically in Nashville.
I mean, that sounds like some Nashville shit.
Yeah. But, yeah.
Nashville Armored Combat.
Good times.
ArmoredMMA.com. Okay, I was just looking at images. Medieval cage fight. I wonder how much tickets are. Let's see here.
Yeah, that I don't know.
Balcony seats are $44. Cage side, $125.
Ooh, wow.
More than I thought it was going to be. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, do they draw that good of a crowd? I mean, I hope they do, but man, I expected tickets to be like $20-$30.
Right.
I didn't expect that level. I mean, maybe not for cage side, but I didn't expect them to start at, what'd you say, 44 or whatever.
I'm not mad at this coffee mug. It just has their AMMA logo, and it woke up and chose violence.
Yeah.
And for a hot second, I thought they were selling helmets. They're just T-shirts.
I did too. Yeah, and they're T-shirts. Yeah, they really should specify next to it, like
like if I order that and no helmet shows up, I'm upset.
Yeah, can you imagine if you did order?
Oh my god, I'd order so many of those. I'd be flipping helmets, bro.
I thought I was getting a T-shirt.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
Armored MMA. What will they think of next?
Who wants
violence?
Who wants violence? Yep. All right. So yeah, that's. I think that's the catch up, if you will. I can't think of anything else to really that's gone on since I've really on purpose not really done a whole lot since coming back, because honestly the social hangover was was there for a couple days. Now I'm feeling pretty overall normal
Spry
again.
even.
So ready to go. All right, we're ready to go back and do it again.
All right, man. I'll be over in a few.
Yeah, Cheeto, you hear that?
Oh my God!
Get the smoker ready.
Yeah, put them ribs on now.
Yeah, holler at everybody to get back over there. Let's go.
No, it was a good time, and I'm really trying to make it a yearly thing for us. Yeah. And rumor has it they're going to come and try to see us as well, which we got to talk to them about it because, I mean, I know Cheeto will listen to this, but the German American Fest might not be the best idea, at least for Stuart here. You'll die out there. Because it's end of August, it's usually hot as balls.
Yeah, there's a good chance I'll probably die on the field.
Maybe during the gaff is a terrible idea. So we gotta discuss the logistics amongst our chat group. Yes. Yeah. I thought you were gonna sneeze for a second.
Yeah. No. But as once again, thanks to Cheeto and his family for hosting us and having us, and his friends for accepting us, all that kind of stuff. It's pretty awesome. It's great when you go back the second time and people that met us the first time are like, hey, now just it's these assholes again.
These big city boys.
yeah. It's like, oh boy.
We should show up dressed as like 80s yuppies.
Yeah. Or show up like Crockett and Tubbs.
Now we're talking, Miami Vice.
Yeah. Right.
If I get a Testarossa, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Interesting to drive up in.
You think that thing would get fucked up on them hills? Trying to do those cutbacks, so I just get caught on the. Oh my God, it'd be the worst.
Yeah. It'd be so bad. That's all right. I'm sure they're designed for that.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I mean, they were bred to go through the mountains of Italy or some bullshit.
Exactly. All right. Well, I guess let's move to
Ferrari. Last week we asked you guys. Oops. Okay, I don't have the browser up. What was your parents' most unusual punishment? Yam the Man on Instagram. Ooh, that rhymes. I love it. Says, y'all know the rice bags. I'm not going to say more, but if you know, you know. I'm assuming, like the classic Italian beat you with a bag of oranges. Maybe it's a beat you with a rice bag and you don't leave any bruises.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. All right. I was going to say, I don't know. The only rice bags I know about are like the ones used to like lay over, hurt muscles or whatever. You heat them in the microwave.
Oh, yeah, right. Oh, yeah, those things.
Yeah, those are the ones I know
unless it's like, oh, you didn't do well on your report, Sonny Jim. Now I have to shove this rice bag one kernel at a time into your pee hole. Sounding the rice, if you will.
That sounds horrible.
Doesn't it? That would be an awful punishment.
It would be an awful punishment. You're correct.
Like, how'd you spend your evening? Getting thousands of grains of rice shoved into my pee hole? Like, right. I played Super Mario.
Yeah, like, I don't like that way at all.
That sounds horrible. Facebook, we got nothing. No one wants to talk about getting beat, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
So that's...
Maybe they're still going to get more of it.
That's how you catch a whooping, Brian.
I guess. You're right. Snitches get stitches and all.
Talkers get walkers.
Yep. Okay, fair enough. All right. So I guess Cheeto, his answer was, well, it wasn't unusual then, but it sure is now, and that was go get me a Switch. Like, yeah, that's true. It's apparently my grandma used to do that with my dad all the time.
A Switch OLED. Here you go.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it'd be horrible.
Yeah, it says, nothing like fetching the object that's going to welt your ass. Well, I remember my dad talking about that because he's like, he thought he was going to be real smart one time and get a real thin one. And his grandma whipped his ass with it. And he goes, that thing hurts so bad because she was able to basically swing it faster. Ooh. And, because he's thinking, I'm not going to get a big one because it'll hurt more. I'll get a thin one. It didn't quite work the way he thought. So, yeah. And, yeah, it's just, it's like looking back at it. I'm like, God, that's awful.
What you're saying, Brian, is grandma's like the girth.
I guess. Actually, she didn't mind. She's like, whatever you bring me, I'm beating your ass with it. It's what it was. So, yeah. Yikes. He says every Sunday after church was give me your belt, followed by an ass whooping with my own belt. Like, oh, man, that's almost like beating someone with their shoe.
100% what that is.
Jeez. go sit in your room and think about what you've done. Said, I guess this was supposed to be a timeout. After like 5 minutes, I was just playing with
Hell
my
yeah,
toys.
that was always the best punishment. Go to your room.
Yeah.
Sweet.
You mean where all the cool stuff is?
Excellent.
Okay.
I can start having G.I. Joe rappel off my bunk bed. Now we're talking.
Right. Yep. And this is honestly, though, I didn't get punished often. I wasn't that bad of a kid. I got some ass whoopings, some stern talking tos, some time out in my room. The punishment was usually quick. It was never without reason. It was always explained as to why. Did I? Well, I think he means punish my daughter the same. No, not exactly. But did I turn out all right? No, not exactly.
Nah, it's lies.
Yeah. Yeah, he turned out terrible. What are you talking about? The worst.
That's fantastic.
All right. I got to pull up the tab with the new ones. All right, 1
Evens.
through 10.
Oh, that's my game. 8.
Okay, well, it's still even.
That's what I picked.
All right. Oh, man, this one might be tough.
Come on.
All right.
Come on.
What was the first video game you beat?
Oh, shit. This might be tough.
See? I was just trying to think because it's just so long ago. I have to try to remember it.
I'm going to say it was probably Dragon Warrior 3.
Oh, really? Okay.
Probably. Or either that or Super Mario Bros. Because Super Mario I got kind of bored of after a while, but Dragon Warrior was one of the first games I had too. And we played the fucking shit. True. And I definitely beat that.
Right. The first game I remember beating was Legend of Zelda.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Because I remember my brother had it, and I remember like it was dinner time and I was fighting Ganon. And you know how it was when we were kids. It was like, no, I said turn it off, blah blah blah, kind of. And I'm like, but I'm fighting the, like I'm end game, or whatever. But I remember like, being like, hold on, I'm almost done, kind of thing, and getting that little extra time and beating the game like right before dinner. Like that memory really stands out.
Oh my God, you beat Ganon and then you had a king's feast lined up for you?
Did.
How does it get any better than this?
Right. And obviously, that's what dinner was a celebration.
Yeah, it's just like a fucking full pig of an apple in its mouth on a big silver tray.
It was paraded around the house on my dad's shoulders. It was a whole deal.
It looked like the table from Hook.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's the first one I remember beating. But it may not be the first one I beat, but it's the first one I clearly remember. Because I know I didn't beat Mario Brothers. I don't think I beat it before I beat Zelda. I think because once we got Zelda, I think I was just all in on Zelda.
I get that.
And I think I eventually, since that point, I beat Mario Brothers a bunch of times. But, maybe it's just more that Zelda felt more like an accomplishment.
See, I never had the quarters to beat like an arcade game. Except the time when we were at Major Magics and we had like God level token access that we beat the Ninja Turtle 4-player.
Yeah.
Because we did do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the games at a place like that, I don't remember ever
probably the only arcade game I've ever beat was that Ninja Turtle game.
Because it took like a bajillion quarters to beat.
It's like, I'm not rich.
Right. It's like I remember other games beating them for the first time, like Contra and shit, I can't think now. I had 2 or 3 games in my head. I can't remember. Anyway, but I remember beating Dragon Warrior, like you said, those kind of games, beating those for the first time and stuff, and they were super exciting. But Zelda really stands out in my head as the first one, so that's the one I'm going to go with.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah. So
what? Here I'm gonna put an addendum on this, just for you or anyone who wants to answer, I guess. What game are you most excited to beat?
Like when you beat it,
you're
or
like, fuck yeah.
Honestly, I think for a long time it was Zelda because it was hard, at the time. So that one really was. The other one that really stands out to me was which one was it? Super Mario 3.
That's a good one.
Because I remember it took me a while to beat it. I kept getting so close.
Was that the one with had the Koopa kids in it too?
shit, I can't remember. I
Because
think
if it is, that's the one for me too. Because it was so hard at sometimes. Yeah.
Right, and then when I finally beat it, it was
like,
you literally just drop the controller and raise your hands like it was like, okay, God, I'm ready to go now.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, I think that was probably, if I had ever beat a Battletoads, it would have easily been Battletoads.
Right?
Fuck that game.
I mean, I still get like low key excited now when I beat games.
Me too. Yeah. Not that I beat a lot anymore, but if I do, I get pretty excited
like, awesome
about it.
Completion. Like when I finally platinum Saints Row, I was like, hell yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So it's fun. So yeah, actually, I gotta pause the show real quick.
Oh, let me hit pause on my end too then.
Here we go. All right, we're back, and I guess with that, I already did the Q of the W again, didn't I?
Yeah.
Well, if not, what was the first video game you beat? Yeah. So with that, I guess head on over to saltylanguage.com. Check out all the links there. Please go check out tangentboundnetwork.com, the network we're part of, and the shows that are over there. And if you're looking for a network for your podcast, come join us there. And if you talk with Mark, I don't know, what do you got for Mark?
I got nothing for Mark this time. Nothing.
Oh, wow, nothing? Not even a crustable?
I mean, if you want to like Lady and a Tramp and a crustable with me, sure. Also, side note, had Frank's Red Hot Goldfish. Doesn't taste like Frank's at all, just spicy. They're not terrible, but they're not great.
Well, I'm glad you found them. I kept looking for them. I never saw them.
We're grabbing beach snacks.
All
yeah,
right.
I mean, I have
at least
them.
You got to try them,
I'm sure I'll still have them come Friday if you're coming over for ribbies. So.
Yeah. Yes. If you have them, I'll give them a try. Fair enough. So I can say I have.
Yeah.
That's probably about all I. Fair enough. It's like I keep seeing, Jack Link's or whatever has like Doritos jerky, and I tried the chili cheese Fritos one, and I was like, the first time I tried them, I was like, this is interesting, and then the next time I tried,
this is trash.
Like, no, I just threw the rest of the bag in the garbage, which it's like $7 worth of jerky.
Yes,
I felt sad, but I just couldn't.
There's a Native American right now of one tier we're throwing away.
Yeah,
such low end steer.
Well, also I just threw it outside. I mean,
sealed in the plastic.
I made sure the bag was sealed.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Trying to make it as hard as I could for the animals to get to it. Oh, man. All right. Yeah. So, yeah, if you want to reach out to us on socials, we're on Twitter at salty_language. I'm on various socials at Stunami. Almost used the other one that I rarely use.
I'm on Instagram at The Monotony and at Salty Language on TikTok if you're into that. Saltylanguage.pod on the YouTubes, or we'll be uploading this because for some reason live service betrayed us tonight. I got to figure that out. Figured it out.
Figured it out.
Patreon.com/saltylanguage. If you liked what you heard last week, there's a lot more of that on the Patreon, and we'll be doing one tonight. I'm not sure what we're doing. Do you have a subject? Neither did I. I'm sure we can find something real quick. It'll be something, though.
Figure it out,
for the low cost of $3 a month or more if you're feeling generous. That's up to you. You too can support your boys and get extra content. Brian, you also have side stuff. Lay it on me, baby. Oh, my God. It's the Crazy Life Podcast. Him and Heno.
Yeah. I have another podcast, me and Heno, and it's called The Crazy Life, where we talk about what's going on in our lives, as well as we talk about, my journeys with like mental health issues and his journey through, as a recovering alcoholic and such. So if you're into that kind of stuff, please give us a listen. We'd appreciate it. And we've talked about a lot of great topics. So if, so there might be something that's relevant to something in your life as well. So
good shit.
And I think that's all. So until next week, have an odds or even, you'll be fine.
I'm gonna be needing that soon. Stay fucking hilly in the mountains of Appalachia, and enjoy some riblets in the moonlight. Did we talk? We didn't even talk about that. We were fucking animals standing in the dark, eating ribs off a cutting board. It was amazing.
Just 3 dudes eating ribs that were
in
fresh
the dark,
off the smoker.
under the light of the full moon.
Just saucing them and just eating them like we were werewolves taking apart a corpse.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah,
right.
I can't wait to do it again. So, all right. Well, with that, we'll talk to you.